What's going on, guys? Today, for some nutrition talk, we're going to go over the popular ketogenic diet, right? And just to start off with the disclaimer as far as the popular diets go, in the trend of strength athletics and athletics in general, I would say that the ketogenic diet is probably by far, in my opinion, the worst one to do from a performance standpoint in strength athletics. For a few reasons. The biggest one is that your main fuel source for fast movements is going to be carbs. Your main fuel source in general and your preferred fuel source in general are carbohydrates. So trying to manipulate your body and turn it into a fat burning machine to burn up ketones and all this other stuff is not ideal, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes probably more sacrifice than it is actually good, right? So if your body craves something and it performs better on it, why not just feed it that and be done with it? So as far as ketos go, if you do want to do a ketogenic diet, this is kind of just an outline of how I would put it in and for performance, and see where it goes from there. First and foremost, I would say that ketogenic diets or low carb diets in general for a healthy lifestyle are probably a better choice for sure, because carbs are very inflammatory and they can cause a lot of problems, and there's been some pretty good research showing that ketogenic diets can fix a lot of things. So ketogenic diets from a health purpose is probably the best way to go. Ketogenic diets also for like endurance athletes is probably another good thing to think about as well. The main reason why is because per unit fat to carbs per unit, your carbohydrates burn, I want to say 64 ATP-ish, create 64, and fat utilization is like in the 500s, something around that range. Where, so as you can see, fats, when they're utilized, create way more energy. So doing things like endurance events and stuff like that can be beneficial with fat utilization. So that's a good thing to try if you're doing a keto diet. The biggest thing that I see, the biggest mistakes that I see for keto diets when it comes to performance athletes is, one, a ketogenic diet is extremely high fat, moderate to low protein, and pretty much negligible carbs coming from vegetables. So a lot of people eat keto diets and have a lot of fruit, thinking that that's not a carbohydrate for some unknown reason, or they'll keep their protein high still, and protein can also take you out of ketosis and spike insulin. So it's probably 70 to 80% fat and 20 to 30% protein depending on the person. So that would be the first mistake that I see, is people don't really get the macronutrients right when it comes to a ketogenic diet. The next mistake I would see as far as performance goes is sticking strictly with a ketogenic diet and not doing a cyclic ketogenic diet, meaning people will just stay with the minimal carbs and not have refeed days. It kind of goes two ways, right? One, if you're going to do a ketogenic diet, you got to wait until you actually get into ketosis, which could take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, depending on how your body responds to it. And the only way you would know that is by peeing on those strips, and it'll tell you if you're in ketosis or not. Also, you'd have to deal with, sometimes people get the keto flu, which is a really crappy feeling and really makes you not want to stick to the diet at all. And you'll probably feel like crap until you actually get into ketosis, which to me is why I don't really see it being an optimal nutrition plan. But once you do get into ketosis, having peri-workout carbohydrates could be a good thing to fuel workouts, and you want to stick to things that are rapidly fast digesting for muscle glycogen, so through your pancreas, not things like fruit which fill up your liver enzymes and stuff. You want things more like maybe like a bagel, some jam, things of that nature. You'd want to look into some fast digesting stuff and some peri-workout type of carbohydrates, meaning like dextrins or cyclic dextrins or carbolin or waxy maize, something like that. And you'll just do that while you're working out. That way it gives you a little bit of spike of energy. And also a thing to note, if you're trying to get into ketosis, doing more fats like MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, will put you into ketosis a little bit faster. And also doing MCTs prior to the workout will give you a little bit of a more, I would say, a faster, sustainable fuel source for the workout in and of itself, instead of doing a slower digesting fat. So adding in either carbohydrates during your workout, or just having refeeds in general to replenish muscle glycogen, because when you're training, when you're working out, you deplete those that glycogen stores, and you gotta find a way to replenish them so that you're able to adequately recover and perform better the next time. So you may be doing it every 3 days, you may be doing it every 5 days, you may be doing it every 7 days. If you're extremely out of shape, a ketogenic diet is pretty nice to get on, because it keeps you satiated. It gives you good energy on lower calories. But I would not recommend doing refeed days or introducing carbs until you get down to a substantial level of body fat that you're trying to reach. So maybe doing keto for like 3 to 4 months, and then start doing some type of carbohydrate reintroduction. Works really well. So if you're gonna do a ketogenic diet for a performance athlete, I would definitely have refeed days every 3 to 4 days, depending on your sport. If it's a common occurrence where you're training hard every single day, you may just want to wait until you get into ketosis, and then do maybe 20 to 30 grams during the workout, and maybe 20 to 30 grams post-workout, and just see how that feels. And then also be sure that you get the right amount of macronutrients. So super high in fat, moderate to low protein, negligible carb sources. And you'll have to kind of fight tooth and nail a little bit during the first 2 to 4 weeks until you actually get into ketosis. Then you'll start feeling a little bit better. So if you have a competition coming up, probably not the best time to change your diet. If you're in your off season, you want to try something new and see how it works for you. Some people enjoy being on lower carbs. They feel like they have more clarity. They feel like they have better workouts. And you'll never know this until you actually try certain diets. So a ketogenic diet may not be a bad approach if you're doing it correctly, and if you have the patience to do things to where you're training at an optimal level and you're in ketosis and you have all this stuff going for you, then you'll be able to kind of give it a real go. So don't worry about feeling like crap the first 2 to 4 weeks. Once you get over that and you start feeling good, then you'll kind of be able to gauge whether or not it's a good diet for you. Regardless, if you're just trying to live a healthier lifestyle, having a low carb diet to begin with is probably your better approach anyways. So I hope this stuff helps you out, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, take care.